Hi, welcome to another episode, another recording of the Weekly Loon. The Weekly Brunch, I'm sorry, the Weekly Brunch with the Loon. And I am the Loon. Nice to meet you. Okay, I am going to talk about, this week we are going to talk about, hold on a minute. There we go. This week we're going to talk about dealing with the holiday blues. Now, everybody always say during this time of year they have a bout of the holiday blues. Well, give me one moment. I didn't set up everything up. There we go. Correctly. Well, you have to ask yourself, what is the holiday blues? Plainly said, and this is the definition I got. It is a temporary feeling of sadness, stress, or anxiety. Those of us getting ready for as the holidays continue, because the holidays really started, I don't know, depending on yourself, it either started around Thanksgiving or it started around Halloween. And there is a lot to do during this part of the year. Basically, within 2 months and a quarter, you're trying to prepare so much in such a short time frame. This is a valid reason because of the holidays. Now, what causes this to occur? Well, let's take a look here. I have to change this so you could see. I don't want it so big. There we go. All right. Basically, it starts at Thanksgiving. Then you have Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas. I'm sorry, I didn't have a Christmas. I thought I had a Christmas one here. New Year's Eve, winter solstice, which is today. Blessed Yule, happy winter solstice to all who celebrate. You also have a few more holidays that we may or may not be aware of, but this is the time where holidays really, really happen. And you start thinking something's wrong because you're like, this is supposed to be a joyous holiday. This is supposed to be a time of giving and sunshine and rainbows. But you tend to have a little difficulty because there's a lot of pressure to perform. Now, what could be those pressures? Let's take a look. Financial pressures. Whether it's due to, like I said, Thanksgiving, and you're purchasing a lot of food, you're doing a lot of baking at this time, you're doing a lot of cooking at this time, you're making everybody's favorite meal, and that could cause some financial pressure because, food is not cheap at this time of year, and food is not cheap the last couple of years due to the economy. Also, we have a lot of holiday heavy holidays during this time. So you're looking at Christmas, Hanukkah, Yule, these even Kwanzaa. Although Kwanzaa giving holiday gifts is a little bit different if you're doing it correctly. It takes a lot out of you financially, and a lot of people go broke because of this. This is the go broke season, I like to call it. Okay, putting that aside, another feeling that happens is loneliness. You're in crowded supermarkets, you're in crowded shopping areas, you're visiting crowded sites and Christmas tree lightings. But how could you feel lonely? Well, this could be due to the fact that you may feel that those around you, your loved ones, aren't really pulling what you believe is their weight. And that could cause a lot of pressure. That could cause that feeling of loneliness. And it doesn't help when you're trying to make the ideal holiday feeling come to life. Now, that leads me to the reason that sometimes you feel that your loved ones aren't simply helping. You hear a lot of gimme, gimme, gimme. That's why this is also a season of giving. So volunteer work and stuff like that is usually encouraged during this time of season because we spend so much time trying to be Santa Claus. We try to make everything go perfect for those who are around us. And another reason, which most people don't touch upon because they feel it's taboo, but I'm going to touch upon it, is you feel as if you're missing someone who may have passed on, during this season. It hurts that much harder, and it causes you to feel lonely, and it doesn't help the holiday blues. Another reason is unrealistic expectations. What do I mean by unrealistic expectation? We go above and beyond to create that holiday that is picture perfect. We can't control the weather, so we can't have a white Christmas. All right. So we'll just say we feel defeated if it's not a white Christmas. And up here in the Northeast in New York, it's predicted we will not have a white Christmas. We are going to have, I think, a record-breaking warm Christmas, despite the fact that last week we had beautiful snow, which I tell you what, the kid in me came out. We also want to get everybody that perfect gift. We want to fulfill that. We want to get everything on that list, that letter that the kids wrote to Santa Claus. But it may be realistic for some, but for some it may not be realistic. So you have to keep that in mind. And the last one is the most important one. We tend to lose a lot of sleep during this time. We tend to either lose lack of sleep because we are doing extra, like waiting till the kids go to sleep, to start wrapping the gifts and hiding the gifts so they don't find it, even though we know that they are the best detectives at that age. And although they can't find their socks, but they will find out where you put those gifts. We lose lack of sleep because we may be stressing out because we didn't get that perfect gift, or we are losing lack of sleep because we're wondering if we got that perfect gift. And this all helps facilitate the holiday blues. You don't mean to do it to yourself, but you tend to do it to yourself anyway. Well, how do you know that you're suffering from the holiday blues? Well, first of all, you're constantly tired. Now, outside of illness, around this time, everybody tends to be tired. Yes, we know that daylight savings time doesn't help the fact that it gets darker by 4:30, 5 o'clock. But you tend to be a little fatigued, which is due to lack of sleep. Due to lack of sleep, you tend to be that much irritable. So it's really easy to get very short. I tell you, when I was a kid growing up, loved my parents, but this was a time of year where, man, you had to be careful. I think there's a reason why kids always have to go into their best behavior. And it's not only because that they're afraid that they won't get the present and Santa Claus won't visit them. It's also, they don't want to piss the parents and the elders off, which is so easy to do around this time. My most calmest friends and most cheery friends always have a short fuse around this time. We all do. And that's due to the holiday blues and stress. Another reason is that you feel there's a constant tension. There's always a tension that's always around you. You're afraid that any moment something or you or someone else is going to just pop off and just go off on a tangent. And that defeats the purpose and the feeling that the holidays are supposed to bring. Again, there's a sadness. It's a sadness, and that sadness is sometimes due to being is due to having unrealistic expectations or not getting the reaction, which is an unrealistic expectation that you expect from a certain individual or certain people. Now, the next one is something you have to pay attention to, and it could cause you to go into somewhat of a depression, but it may enhance the holiday blues, and that's a loss in pleasure in the activities that you once found pleasure in. A lot of people tend to realize they go to that Christmas tree lighting and it didn't bring that childhood pleasure that it used to, or it doesn't bring the feeling that they thought. And that could help you, that could enhance the holiday blues. Another thing is, and this is something people won't admit to it, I'll admit to it because I like to be honest with myself. You get constant headaches. Where you found pleasure in eating food, certain foods, it's not bringing you the certain pleasure. It's not bringing that nostalgic feeling that you normally get. And again, a change in your sleep pattern. Sleep is always key to everything. Now, I'm not doing this or bringing this up to point to make you feel bad if you're going through this. The point is, first, you need to recognize what's going on and what you're feeling. The next thing you got to do is figure out how to get past it. First thing you need to do. All right, we all want to be Santa Claus, but Santa Claus is a mystical man. And if the kids are listening, I'm sorry if I blew it up for them. Is a mystical man who delivers presents throughout the world in one night. You can't make it from New York to California in one night. So let's be realistic. That's for your kids. You're an adult. Your goals have to be realistic. So you have to step back and say, how can I create the atmosphere, the feeling, and the joy that I want to have those around me and my loved ones to feel in a realistic manner? First thing, work within your means. Work within your budget and work within the time that you actually have. That's another thing, and that's why we tend to lose sleep. Everybody is trying to rush to get everything done, to go to the stores. The stores have extended hours, but is that beneficial for you outside of purchasing the gift? Does it run you down? Because even if you get the reaction that you want from those that you love so much, if you're exhausted, tired, and cranky, you're getting the results you want, but you're not getting the feeling that you want, that you're looking for within that results, if that makes sense. So work within your budget and actually use the time that you can spare and pace yourself. Practice self-care. Around this time, those that are trying to make the perfect family holiday environment tend to forget about the one main person that's trying to do this. You. Don't forget you. Don't forget your self-care. Don't forget, part of that, one of the main part of that is getting enough sleep. Another main part of that is actually taking care of yourself. There's nothing wrong or guilty about going for a spa day on this day. There's nothing wrong about getting your nails done if you could afford it and taking care of you and getting that manicure and pedicure and going to the hairdresser, even getting a facial around this time. If it makes you feel better, it helps motivate you to do and reach the goals that you're trying to reach. And it helps to fight off those holiday blues. Stay connected. This is the time where you want to reach out to that friend you haven't spoken to in years or in months. Or sometimes you forget to call mom or dad or grandma if they're still around, and let them know how you're doing. And for those of us who have lost a parent or a loved one, sometimes going to visit their final resting place is not a bad idea. There's nothing morbid about that. You're thinking about them and they're tugging at your heart during this time, and you're missing them. And although, depending on your spiritual following and how you follow it, they may not know that you're going there, but maybe it's not about them at this point. Maybe that's what you need to do to stay connected and grounded, to fight those holiday blues and get somewhere. Now, this next one is number one for me. I feel that manage your finances. People tend to go above and beyond and go into debt to make that perfect holiday feeling come true. Stop. Look at your budget. Can you afford it? That's very important. Are your bills paid? Because once the bills are paid and you have that extra money to play around with, it lessens the stress that brings on those holiday blues. So work within your budget. There's nothing wrong with that. That is self-care, and that goes under self-care. Because worst case scenario, let's say on Christmas Day, you're celebrating Christmas, and because you went above and beyond and you weren't managing your finances, how horrible would it be if the lights turned off? I mean, I'm over exaggerating with that, but it's very important to keep your budget in mind, because then you'll reach your goal, your realistic goal of creating that wonderful environment for your family. And last but not least, limit your triggers. Now, if you've been following me since I started this channel, I always look at things for self-care, self-growth, self-awareness. So by this time, you should know what triggers you, what pisses you off, what sets you off and ruins everything and puts you down that spiral emotional tornado that we call the holiday blues. It also falls under self-care, but don't put yourself in a situation where you will be easily triggered by items and things. Now, I hopefully have provided you the tools to get through the holiday blues. And try not to overextend yourself. And remember, although we would like things to be perfect, things aren't always perfect in life. And sometimes your loved ones, they like the trees, they like the presents, they like the fact that you've gone above and beyond. But the most important thing that they like the most is you. You are the key to their holiday spirit. You are the person who's providing the holiday spirit. So don't let the other external things, the overspending, the over decoration, the over anticipation, cause you to go to those holiday blues. Remember, this is about family. This time of year is about unity, community, love, unconditional love, which is what they have for you. And sometimes they're not looking for a present under the tree. They're just looking for you to share that day or those days with. So on that note, I'm going to say happy holidays. Go out, smell that fresh winter air, and enjoy the holiday season. Sometimes that's all they need. They need that memory of being with you. You are enough to shake the holiday blues and make the holidays spectacular. Until next week, I will see you. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful Sunday here in New York. It's partly cloudy, but the sun is showing out. Our snow is gone, unfortunately, and they're predicting no snow for Christmas. But you don't need a white Christmas to have a wonderful Christmas. You don't need the cold weather or anything like that. All you need is your loved ones around you and the appreciation of family and friends. Till next week. Bye.